It starts small, doing what you can, when you can. It's just...
However you feel about his Control Your Narrative run, or his NWA run, people are interested to see what this guy is up to. You put EC3 in a thumbnail, and people click it. Plus, TNA is lacking in main eventers, so it all kind of makes sense. And his NWA run was actually pretty good. The first half at least, when he was actually trying. Not sure what was said on the second half. But the man literally gave Tyrus his best match ever. Tyrus. So let's all get on board with it. Man, I bet all the other companies are shaking in their boots, because this guy is going to be motivated to prove everybody wrong. And it's always the way of doing wrestling YouTube. You're about to release a video, and then something changes the second you're about to do it. EC3 has now shown up in Juggalo Championship Wrestling, which means the second time they think they've signed a main eventer, and they're going to lose their main eventer. Because JCW is taped a few months in advance, they're going to lose their main eventer to a bigger company. Rousseau just can't catch a break. The crowd sucked for his return on the pay-per-view. Nobody cared. And then this show happened. TNA. What are you doing? The lack of effort is shocking. Your treatment of EC3 on this show was a plate of diarrhea. He's a former two-time champion, and this is the best you can do? I'm not asking for much, I'm just asking for a modicum of effort and creativity. It's so easy, yet you fail to see a basic task. My feet is shaking the place right now, honestly. I wish you could just see how bad I am. It's like somebody went to a public restroom, pissed all over the floor, and just left it there. That's how much effort went into this. Anyway, also at the pay-per-view, Zaya Eastside turned heel. Stuff early won the international title. Casey Navarro returned. Big stuff. Most importantly, Eddie Slapnut Edwards did not win the world title. I repeat, he did not win the world title. Dolph Ziggler will be down to the commentary desk. The match he is watching is AJ Francis taking on his former little friend, Casey Navarro. It feels like this should perhaps be on pay-per-view. Actually, what am I saying? Of course it should be on pay-per-view. Why isn't it on pay-per-view? They both have generic rap songs which blend together and sound together. He looks like King Guerrero. Big size difference here. Navarro reverses an early choke slam attempt with a headbutt. Worse, he fails on trying to lift up the ball for AJ Francis. Navarro sends him out the ring onto the side. Francis blocks him inside and drops his face into the apron. Structure charging into the ring pole. Francis is enjoying this match now. He hits a huge throw in the ring to Navarro and getting destroyed. Navarro does manage to drop Francis on his massive melon head to DDT. He starts throwing drops. He does a job getting the crowd to rally behind him, considering he was a heel last time they saw him. Navarro gets him on the second rope where he hits an ankle slam. He's been trying that before match, stuff like this, but it's not enough to get the game done. Casey Navarro just dives into a spin. Don't pin it. Dolph Ziggler has risen the competition. That distracts Francis. Navarro rolls him up for the flip. AJ Francis is the jobber. The camera comments and cuts the shows and flaps up Ziggler. This forces the heel the whole time. Didn't see that coming. Now it's time for E3. He talks about how he wasn't a champion and carried this company. He also said he went away in the failure. Now he's on his comeback for a few days to start with Eric Young. Just ending them. It's time for a quick advert break from us. That wrestler!
What was it?
Yeah, so if you're watching last time, it was Saga. No, it wasn't drunk off Saga, it was in the last TNA Saga. Here they come, the biggest bunch of platinum on TV. They are unbearable. Half this match is so overexposed and worse. Actually, it's more than half if you their management fit. They focused on someone else. Didn't see anybody else. Ratings would go up. Flatnuts is like a plaster on a gun store. Beyond average drive-by isn't exactly much better. Brags about beating the Hardy Boys tag play. He has nothing interesting to say and hands the mic to his owner. Eddie Slapnut Edwards thinks he should be the world champion. He thinks he only lost the world title to He wouldn't much already. Why are we going back? His wife uses the mic in an unbearable tone. Please get these things off my screen. They are unbearable. They suck so bad. They've never done anything remotely interesting. No storyline, constant anytime, constant time. They've been here for years now, without much changing. Yeah, they changed the members now, but everything's still the same. I'm begging you, TNA, they have seen the worst part of the show here. They look like a collection of hopeless people covered in pits. The stay. Oh, the stay. What do they do? Blackmail the TNA owners? Why are they always in such a prominent spot on this show? The white fist in charge, the boy from Bradford, Leon Slater makes mistakes. He tells them all to shut up. He calls Cedric Boo-Boo Face, a term coined by the leading great Eric Bischoff about Cowboy James Storm when he didn't want to lose. Slater brags that he is almost the longest excellent champion of all time.
You find something.
Probably disregard about 3 months of that race, let's be honest. But that Edwards is lucky. Here comes the news. Multiple pitches set this pitch when it hangs from her chin. Dumbass, appalling for any fight. We all saw it coming. It doesn't make it look good. Equals Brian Myers' Edge's pitch, this pitch, the biggest pitch in TNA history. The boys from Bradford wants to fight now. They don't have the authority to actually do this. Daria has a spray. She looks like a fashion model in a skinny tight latex, 350 large shoulders. Later says Santino is the best general manager. This anchors Daria's spray. He punishes them by putting them in a 4-on handicap match. Let me guess. The main event. I am so fucking sick of seeing these 4 smack-ups in the main event. Every single episode of TNA is 4 Indians in the main event. Nothing ever changes. It's boring. It's the weakest spot on the show every week. Why am I skipping the main event every week? It shouldn't be that way. The Hawk wouldn't piss on them if they were a toilet. They all need to be smacked so hard in the gut that they piss off back to the Indians. They should actually make it so that EC3 is here to take out any slap that Edwards is good. This actually makes sense. They must both talk about carrying the company. Any kind of replacement too. That's what I would do anyway.
And it's not serum by L'Oreal Men X well. It looks brighter, feels separation between no stone unturned, trying to do the goal. And then Tom Willis, I think that goes to the South Africa. Massive important to have multiple flags in the game. No game goes the same way, and games change wider in the first half and second half. You've got matches switches. Some games you've got wins in the first half, still unbelievable. Some games you're up against the win and take it right out as much as you can to scratch, so that on that second half when you have the win, you can capitalize on it. What helps you to stay focused, having goals, understanding what I want to do, having goals or get rid of the goals, so that you'll have those in mind. On the down days, that focus is fun thing. But it allows you to have the awareness of it, self-respect to life as well. You can't be impulsive on things, you can't be impulsive off it, to make it life doesn't always go smoothly. As you do, especially over the high club where fast, you don't run out much. You'll go next up, you get I was like 22, and in that game, you went up to, I guess, how life can and form can be.
It's way more interesting than this. Darius Gray meets Elijah in the locker room. He claims he hits the guitar on pay-per-view and he wants to rematch against him to take out. He makes a phone call to UK to find out if he's up for it. He says no. Elijah will Gray to Darius Gray. Here comes the Order for Dawn. This has a skill question. And he cuts the trophy first saying how great it is. He also brags about his title level. It's like he's doing well for it. He says his first match in a while is a bracket. The Hardy Boys on their 7th occasion. Winners challenge for his belt, but not yet. Wow, they're ripping off the Mike Mondo Dutch Tech special, are they? I mean, if we're going to steal from something, Mike Mondo is a pretty good person to do it. Put everyone on steroids to make people angry and catch up. But not yet. The Cats is going to face the Cats. With a real rock in their socks and stuff. It's like frozen level matches. It's a brand new way to start the match. They back in, try to turn the empty arena for someone's body. The Templeton dive off the apron, the match is everything goes silent. One match, and as a break, Cash hits short about an hour over. Templeton hits the top. Back down. They talk about lockdown returning to the game. Originally, over his right hand. 10 years and work out. Templeton's back in with a big face. Then Buster diving double. bit later in the film for a two. Passing come back, also shows rolling into the ring. Having a driver has the ring, matter transitions. Having come back again, wheel, out your fight next, then try to follow the running doesn't the ring. The Panther starts to expand the video. All the four tractor, passing the hustle stop, not over. All the four essentially back, everything and the ring done up. That one, not a good match. Nothing felt off. Several boxes today. This match is meant to be better than it. Then there is the box high again. Not good. Rosemary goes to the car. Brother, Brick. You know, a bit. They hug it out. Then going back up the court. Second man did it still. I get really annoyed with the dead realm. Then get hit up a big fight. They never swing the tail things tomorrow out with slap up the system. Get more tries than ever. Joel tells them it's off. It's not a hard man to fight. Ryan never says he does fight it. Goes to the level stage. What a bunch of random characters. This is set up a future slap up system match. Can't set up anything that anybody else we actually care about. Here comes world champion Michael Santana. He wants to have a fight against the proud members of ECW. That's Bold Boys of Wrestling, the Birdman, Rich Swamp. He can't believe that he's just been offered a world title shot. He also can't believe that Santana has managed to turn his life around with the gun. But most of all, he can't believe it's not busted. Santana offered to want this title shot to be in the best state of his life and deserves it. Mike Santana calls out Darius Red, who's likely to agree to the world title match for next year. What an incredible creative storyline. No word on if the match is accepted. EC3 is going to be having his return match in TNA tonight. Then you see Hunter Probing in England, where she admits that she's along the way in wrestling, she fell in love with Riot tonight. She supported her on her journey, and they transitioned and travelled everywhere together. They have become the best of friends. She starts to show some personality and pride. Why did you do it, Why? Side refuses to say why she did it. Unfortunately, it's the most intriguing part of the show. Here comes EC3. He tries to milk the crowd's reaction. He's jumped by an unwashed foreskin Eric Young. I wonder if that EC3 superfan loves his jacket. EC3 hits a Fez press and roars on the crowd for their approval. He kind of gets it, to be fair. Eric fights off the one by grabbing a 9-9. A blinded EC3 charges at the ref and Eric Young, but they all sort of slop against the ropes and nobody falls out of the ring. After a bit of a struggle, they eventually fall out of the ring. This is supposed to be a ref bump. Then the bell rings, and for some reason it's ruled a non-contest. EC3 misses a chair shot, Young traps his head in the chair, but he is reluctantly saved by security. Unfortunately, they're morons, and they allow EC3 to charge. Eric sidesteps and smashes EC3 instead. Wow, welcome back to TNA, EC3. You're like a joke. Man,
sure that's on the player's kit. Wouldn't that be the owner's kit?
The match went 1 minute. The crowd chanted one more time, so they already hate it. If you're going to bring EC3 back to the storyline, talk about how he's going to get the company back for his army, or at the very least, how he's going to get the company back to the Platinum Race. Down back. This was not good. I think the whole thing made it look really bad. It's not how the whole thing is. If you keep doing this stuff, we'll end up in a position of trying to justice. This term was horrible. It's like something that jumps in the ring and becomes like involved. And it's quite bad story like this. What's doing it? You must have heard how important momentum is in wrestling. You just blew it. Can't restate it in that. It honestly feels that anybody who returns to TNA is forced to run a sort of gauntlet of defeating bad books before TNA decides they're going to push them. Rosemary, Command and Train, they make conflict. Mara Sade and Annie just watch the real world is like. Then they run into Melissa. This is hot behind. Tessa Blanchard's chin demands that Rosemary free her from this realm. She won't do this, so Tessa comes to her. Can't really blame her. All of the characters beat up to their friends. Rosemary has managed to get a chunk of somebody's haircut. That's the face of Harvey's thing. Certainly wasn't his hair. He tells them to go through a door. They will leave the realm. Father James Mitchell's look, the left said, he'll be her dad.
Oh my God! Low lapses and choose the money you make. Interactive investor. I think, therefore I.
Easy. My guess, developers behind us don't know what to worry about. I find it like horror and reputation. My game not just make work. It's for 40 years. That's the combined home and not just make work. Otherwise, all brain will recognize that's like what's right. Hotline,
Oh, come on, Dad.
Self-mechanics where exploration is safe. Another brand new feature, Turning Points, allows players to onto the game and also their choices to experience different outcomes. The game can be played alone, or you can recruit up to 4 friends to join your mission. Pre-orders are open across PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and now Steam. For a time or now, and like upgrade. Fine.
What did they have to do with this? I'm so confused. Somebody in the darkness asked, what the hell was that? The arena goes crazy, and the heel girls, Tessa's tits, fall out from under the ring, choking on the stench of the rope path. Rosemary and Morris Darday also back to the trail, but for some reason they are allowed to come down from the track. Probably a good thing, the stench is already unbearable. Rosemary is outnumbered, particularly it's just a return to life that happens. Stuff early in the thing has energy, makes it kill hard. So like this show feels massive now, this is going to change the game. I love these ones. Anything to make tests and like Master Hardy says he never wants to tag focus anything. Preference to him says he wants to stick to that method. He is always great. Jeff is trying to learn how to stick his thing.
Oh, she kept me getting him on.
Just went well over what? The main event is the slap-up system versus the boys from Bradford and the skip. Competitive, and I feel like I need to the main event this time. The fight is Cedric Alexander wins the match with the slap-up system. Without being too harsh, what did I say that wasn't true? Fair enough, it's like so much better. It's very good. That's good. In itself. This is the last stuff. I tried to create playing type often. It felt some effort to bounce. Time and smacked it versus that challenge to realize that nothing happened. Still better than that.
Oh, that's so
for no reason. But this show could be so much better if they hired a writer. The slapnut system have got to go. It's the worst thing in wrestling in 2026, and if you don't agree with that, you're nothing but pricks.
With room service by court, make your rental property work smarter. Demands of the moment. Rent the furniture you need when you need it, and return it when you don't. From beds and sofas to dining tables and home offices, we provide everything needed for a comfortable home. Don't invest in permanent solutions for ever-changing situations. The door opens new opportunities with a more flexible way to furnish. Room service by court. Furniture on your terms.
For a budget-friendly break, driving you, potty? Try Kayak Explore. Set the budget, how far you want to go, choose the type of trip you want, and Kayak shows you the deals. You could save 25% or more by comparing flights on Kayak. It's unbelievably good.
Well, I know you've all been sitting there waiting anxiously for a new Neil Breen movie to come along and knock your socks off.
I can't wait any longer.
Well, here it is. After 5 long years, Neil has released the sequel to Twisted Pair, and not only does it make no sense at all, it manages to do the worst movie yet. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. And yeah, here it is. Neil's new movie. Hey, the Torture Prophecy. Neil has made 6 movies over the past 2 decades or so. And after watching all of them, I can honestly say that this is a man who loves making movies. And while I can respect the ambition and dedication that it takes to do that, the thing I find most fascinating is that there's never really been any real improvement. No, that's not true. Actually, I kind of take that back because Neil has not been naked in his last few movies, believe it or not, so that's a welcome change. You know, that's improvement, I guess. It's clean. It's all clean. When I reviewed Twisted Hair 4 years ago, I said that not only was he seemingly not learning anything as a filmmaker, but it felt like his movies were actually getting worse and less coherent. I've lost control. Who am I? What am I? And guess what? The trend continues somehow. I watched this movie as soon as I got email, and I can't believe I'm not doing this, but I was actually expecting more from it. I just talking. Who am I? What am I? I tend to have a lot of things. And you know what? I think the track record speaks for itself at this point, because it's really just a series of vanity projects where Neil makes himself some sort of a superhuman special agent who saves the world from corruption and is irresistible to attractive younger women. In Double Down, he was a secret agent hacker with some kind of a tuna fish at the...
You cannot have a conversation about modern amateur filmmaking without talking about the undisputed champion of the craft, Mr. Neil Breen. Many may know him for his 2012 magnum opus, Fateful Findings. However, some may remember his 2018 film, Twisted Hair, a story of 2 brothers who get abducted by aliens and turned into divisions like corruption, corporations, and the government. That's the real plot. That description sounds cool, but I can guarantee you it barely comes close to the events that actually take place in the film. So why am I talking about this crazy, bizarre movie that you've never heard of? Why am I trying to call you into this world that you know absolutely nothing about? Well, folks, it's because Twisted Hair actually has a sequel. And that's...
Oh, yeah, Neil Breen's back. What a few movies.
Twisted Hair. Cade the Tortured Crossing is Neil Breen's long-awaited 2023 continuation of the Twisted Hair storyline that has nothing to do with the Twisted Hair storyline other than the fact that it's about the same brothers from the last movie. Both played by Neil Breen. As long as you know that they're AI-induced twin brothers with opposite personalities, you essentially could see yourself an hour and a half. The films function like sitcom episodes, flavor of the week stories that take almost 2 hours at a time to tell a senile boomer regular show, if you can believe such things. So to find out what the hell that means, let's take a look at what Neil's been up to these past few years.
Yeah, from what I've seen online here, this film may have just been the largest undertaking of his professional amateur career. Not only is Neil Breen the director, writer, producer, and star the Tortured Crossing, he also managed to take on the All Warnings. He's a pop-up figure. We're not going to ask any questions, we're just going to look. Questioning the legality of this project will only take us steps backwards in our attempt at understanding this film, but one thing is for sure.
B&Q get more done for less, with prices nailed on hundreds of DIY essentials. You can do it when you feel cute.
The Twingo launch is a huge brand for Renault Group. We are probably the sole non-Chinese automakers capable to develop a car in less than 2 years.
Développer un véhicule en 2 ans, on l'avait jamais fait.
Film, but one thing is for sure. The 5-year hiatus was warranted.
Is this Cade Altier? Mr. Altier, where are you? Are you on your way?
I haven't forgotten about the charity event. I'm running a little late.
So a little bit of Breen lore here. Pretty much every story he writes revolves around this one epic, godlike character who, on all levels, is pretty much unstoppable. And it's always him. In terms of this Cade character, the exact abilities he possesses are kind of unclear, other than him being like an AI superhuman, but I don't know, it's pretty much whatever he wants. There's really no better way to explain it. Neil Breen is a very special type of amateur filmmaker, similar to Donald James Parker. They don't care how the film looks, or comes off, or reads. They just want people to watch them. But they take their films 100% seriously. And something about that general lack of self-awareness makes the moments that are intended to be comedic so much more bizarre. Right after that phone call, he gets hit by a streetcar. It's unclear exactly why, whether he was flagging it down or trying to act surprised, but he literally just gets up and walks it off. Like, was that supposed to be funny, or is he, like, trying to demonstrate Cade's vague, immortal qualities? These are the kinds of things that, when trying to piece the actual story together, you can't get too caught up on, but they make the film so goddamn good. So there's this guy going around, and I don't want to point any fingers, but it looks like he's kidnapping homeless people and throwing them into an SUV.
I'll help you. I'll follow you wherever they're
Listen, but how dare you? You cheeky little devil. Are your eyes open?